on, you got to seize the goddamn gap.
People are so goddamn inefficient. Oh, God damn it! I don't care if you're old, seize the gap!
Hey, man, I gotta get going. I have some friends from my fantasy league coming over, so I should find my ride.
Hey, I like sports too. Yeah, I do, but I've never really engaged with the fantasy element of it.
Playoffs? Don't talk about it. Playoffs? You kidding me? Playoffs?
You know what, John? Cancel your ride. I'll drive you to your fantasy.
Thanks, man.
Yeah.
And daily fantasy makes every game matter.
Welcome to Seize the Gap Bets and Wagers. I'm Jamie G. Esquire. Not one, not two, not three, not four, but five. Jamie G. Esquire, the fifth. MD. I'm here with my main man, the homie, Magnum Mills. And I don't know if he's really a mathematician, but he does own a calculator. So I'm probably onto something here. Magnum Mills, say hello to these fine peoples.
Hello to these fine peoples.
Dynamite drop in by Magnum Mills. Glad to see that you're saving all that energy in order to help the people bulk up on their bankrolls during Super Bowl week. Man, try saying that 3 times fast while you do the Tootsie Roll. I mean, cotton candy. Dude, I don't know if you guys out there, this is your week to make some Skrilla. We have got lots to do. We got to dive in. There's props. There's all. This is our time, okay? This is like we've approached the precipice of gambling, like the ultimate, and we're there. We're at the top. We're peaking on Mount Everest right now, and this is our time. This is our time.
I have to say, I was probably peaking when you made both a Major League 2 reference and a 69 Boys drop, so you can see that Tootsie Roll.
Can't hold anything back.
And we get the Waterboy reference, dude. Are you really all right, dude? You got your reference game is strong. So what's up with your what's up with some prop picks? What's up with the Super Bowl, dude? Who's winning the goddamn Super Bowl? What you got for us, Paul?
No diggity, no doubt. And listen, man, unless you're a fan of the Bengals or the Rams, the Super Bowl probably isn't feeling so super for you. But never fear. Seize the Gap is here. I may or may not be a licensed medical practitioner. No, I'm not accepting new patients, but I do think that we've got just this prescription that you need to make the Super Bowl a ton of fun. So we're writing scripts for you to enjoy the Super Bowl.
I mean, there's only one prescription, right? More cowbell?
Honestly, can you really ever have too much cowbell?
I've said that, but I also said that about garlic. And then one time, yeah, you can actually have too much garlic. So I don't know if it's the same about cowbell, but you kind of have to try. But you don't really have to worry about that because he's perfected the prescription in his street pharmacy. I perfected the recipe in my mathematical kitchen, I guess. You know, because you got to measure shit to make shit. So we've got it made for you. All you got to do, get somewhere comfortable, get ready to watch the game. Have some nice, tasty beverages. Again, that good television you got. If you have the time or the room, I guess you could have some family or friends over. And then all you got to do is place a couple wagers, make a couple prop bets, sit back, enjoy the beverage, enjoy the game, and enjoy that bulge in your bankroll.
And most importantly, have a bread dip. Bread dips.
It's just like, I honestly want to know, dude, do you drop the bread dip? Is it just like you really enjoy it, or do you make the bread dip? Is there a certain bread? What just real quick, time out. What's up with the bread dip?
Dude, I love the bread dip. You know why? Because as a young adolescent kid growing up in the heyday of the Buffalo Bills, 4 Super Bowls in a row, 91, 92, 90, young guy, there was always tons of bread dips, all different kinds. There's pizza bread dips, there's rip and dip, there's all sorts of shit going on. There's artichoke and spinach, there's hots, there's colds, always bread dips spread out across an entire dining room table with both leaves in, okay? This was major. I grew up on bread dips. So now, anytime the big game comes around, you got to have a bread dip. You got to. Your choice, dealer's choice, have fun with it. Get creative. You can go hot, you can go cold, you can carve a top, you can make a fucking house. You can do so much with a bread dip. Make sure you have one.
Oh, the bread house. You almost had me when I think you said when you were ripping dips. That just reminded me of when I used to live somewhere and there was this gas station named Dick and Rips. So we used to call it, of course, Rippin' Dicks. And congratulations if y'all are still with us after all that. great. We've weeded through all the unworthy people. So now we can get down to the proverbial business. We're going to do here is we're just going to look at the Super Bowl real quick. We're just going to make a couple of the most popular wagers being, we're going to say who wins the Super Bowl, who's the MVP going to be, and which player is going to score the first touchdown. It's not the quarterback throwing it, got to be the guy who takes it into the end zone. After that, we're going to beat some of our favorite prop bets so you can dominate in any prop contest, or if you want to go out there and make some prop wagers, do that too.
Absolutely, Magnum Mills. I will kick it off right here, right now, with my pick for MVP. And my MVP goes to Matthew Stafford. It's just, I love the storyline. He makes it to the big game. He's got, spoiler alert, the winning quarterback of the team typically gets MVP more times than not. So that might tell you who I'm taking to win this thing, but I am going with Matthew Stafford as the MVP.
Yeah, it's pretty obvious you're going to take the Rams to win. And kind of sucks because I'm also going to take the Rams to win. In my defense, I did pick them preseason to win the Super Bowl. Feel pretty good about that. I had Matthew Stafford as my regular season MVP. That didn't happen. So I'm going to switch it up here. And I'm going with the defensive MVP, Aaron Donald. Hasn't happened in a hot minute, but one of the biggest weaknesses the Bengals have is their offensive line. I could see Donald having a monster day, couple sacks, little strip sack fumble action, maybe. Who knows? Maybe they even give him a handoff on the goal line or something. I'm going with Aaron Donald, MVP, and the Los Angeles Rams to win the Super Bowl. So while I'm at it, I'm also taking the Rams -4.5 is my favorite bet because obviously I'm not really going to count the Rams money line here. So if I'm putting money down on any kind of real straight wager here, give me the Rams -4.5.
Man, oh man. Well, that makes two of us for the Rams. Magnum Mills, if my favorite bet on this one, man, I like the over under here. And I'm taking the over 48.5 points. And here's why. I like the Rams to go up early and go up to where people are going to think, man, maybe this is approaching like blowout territory. And then something happens and, maybe Stafford gets a pick, maybe the defense, Cincinnati's defense gets a big turnover, and then they start stacking up points and they come back into this game. And I think it's going to be a close one and they're going to be throwing the ball all over the place. I got them going over here, man, on the 48.5. I'm taking the over.
Bridge is over, my friend. The bridge is over. I mean, it seems appropriate, right? In the first Super Bowl ever that doesn't feature a top 3 seed from one of the conferences. This has been a crazy year. Although you look at it, you can kind of see it, right? I mean, the Bengals have the new hotshot young star quarterback. The Rams have the team that's perpetually been all in. It's one of those things when you look back at it, maybe it's not as surprising as you think, but still, it certainly wasn't what we thought was going to happen at the outset of the playoffs here. Which brings us to our prop bets. These are always fun. Sometimes there are some of these where you can find a legitimate edge. Sometimes you're just doing it for the fun of it. One of my favorite things is the amount of money that is wagered every year on the coin toss. It is a literal 50-50 outcome. The books aptly label each side -110. They take their juice, they take their 10%, they run away, and people bet, $5 to $10 million on it every year. It's absolutely nuts. So we're going to start off with our prop bets. Jamie G, are you doing action on the coin toss? You got something else?
I am doing action on the coin toss. And listen, man, there's a little bit of science here. There's a little bit of luck. There's a lot of research. Okay.
Tails
there's
never
analytics
fails.
out there.
That's the research. It's
you
like
could
finding your doctor on Facebook. Yeah.
But with all that said, I'm taking heads. I'm taking heads here, and I'm taking head, and I'm enjoying head, and I'm all in on heads. I'm going heads.
For the record, I also said I'm the heads guy, so begrudgingly give you that one.
It's heads.
All right, so you know what? I'm going to go into another one that's kind of along that line. It doesn't really have anything to do with the game. It's the length of the national anthem. There's been some fun with this one over the years. I was referencing before we started the show today about, I forget what it was, probably 6-7 years ago. There was a national anthem where it was a debate on where it actually ended. So it was recorded as official at 2 different places. So it was, I think it was not Bovada, it was Bodog at the time. They had to pay out both sides of it. Hate it or love it. Always wanted to put some down on the anthem. And right now, the under-over for the anthem is at 95 seconds. So consulting my trusty sheet here, it's Mickey Guyton who's singing it. She did sing it before, came in at 1:23, but that 1:23 would have been basically the shortest time, I think, in the last 9 Super Bowls. Kelly Clarkson was the only one shorter. Overall, Over the last 5 years, the shortest rendition has been 1 minute 30 seconds, the longest being 2 minutes 36 seconds. Given all that, I feel pretty confident I'm banging the over 95 seconds here on the national anthem.
The bridge is over. Dude, I like it. I was going to go over with it too. Magnum Mills doing the research. He's got his calculator. He's basically a professor of mathematics. I like the first team to 10 points. And hear me out on this one, Magnum Mills. All throughout the playoff run here for the Bengals, they've kind of started a little slow, but they've been able to hang in there, and the defense really performs when it needs to, and they win playing all three. They play all three phases of the game, right? It's complementary football. You like that about Cincinnati. I expect the Rams to go up early here. So the clear-cut favorite for me is that trend to continue. Last week, they were down, Cincinnati was down, was it 21-0 2 weeks ago to Kansas City in the conference championship. The week before that, the Tennessee. So I just think they start a little slow here. I like the Rams getting up to 10 early on them. So that one I feel pretty damn good about.
And for the record, I also went there with the Rams being the first one to 10 points. That's kind of the story I'm telling myself, is the Rams getting out to that early lead, which they have seemed to be pretty good at doing recently. And whereas the Bengals have trended to falling behind early, I think that one makes a lot of sense. Hopefully you can turn those cents into some dollars. Now we're going to have this another fun one that we both kind of like, and it's an interesting prop bet, and that is what the jersey number of the first touchdown scorer will be. The line is at 9.5. So whoever scores that first touchdown, again, not who throws it, whoever brings the ball into the end zone, will their jersey number be under or over 9.5? It seemed when I first looked at it, it's pretty like, that's probably over, right? You're thinking usually kickers, you forget the new number rules or whatever. So you do have on each side two prominent names that both come in under that 9.5. On the Bengals side, you have Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase, pretty notable there. And on the Rams side, you have Matthew Stafford and Odell Beckham Jr. If you look at the likely odds to score the touchdown, those four in, say, the top 7. So that's a fair amount weighted that way, but I still think that I'm going to go with the field on the over here. I just feel like, honestly, it's Cooper Kupp scoring that touchdown. It seems, it's not like the show Ozark where we got Ruth and Ruth rules everything around me. This year, Cooper Kupp has ruled everything around the goddamn end zone. So, and that's also, my pick there with that first touchdown score, baby. Give it all Cooper.
Dude, I have Cooper Kupp scoring that first touchdown too, and it would just be some sort of wonderful, wouldn't it? Where the over under is 9.5 and the jersey number's 10. I mean, I just absolutely love it. It's perfect.
Watch for the hook,
football
dude. It's
universe.
a cool breeze, man. You got to watch for the hook.
You absolutely have to. That's a great prop, man. What a ton of fun that is. I'm going to will the last play of the game be a kneel down? And I've thought about this. I've went back and forth with scenarios. And dude, I got to ride the trend and the hot hand of not week 1 wild card playoff round. Okay. Not week 1 of the playoffs at the wild card where it was a week of blowouts. I'm riding the card of week 2 with divisional and week 3 with conference championship. I think this game comes down to whoever has the ball last. They're trying to either get into field goal range or a touchdown to win this thing. I don't think it ends with a kneel down. I think it ends with somebody, trying to make a play. And that's where I'm going with it. It's risky because I know that the easy thing to do, and what most people are probably going to do, is say, you know what, they're going to get the ball, they're going to bleed the clock, and it's going to take a knee. And you're not wrong. You're not wrong. I'm going opposite. I'm taking a little bit of a chance here, and I'm saying no. I'm riding the trend of this thing coming down to the wire.
So he switches up over to the Kanye. I see how it is through the wire over there.
Through the wire.
For the record, I'm taking the weak way. I'm on the kneel down there, but I see the logic for it. And my guess is if you're betting that straight up on the book, you're going to get decent, quite a bit more favorable odds, I feel, towards that last play not being a kneel down, probably somewhere in that plus 170 to plus 195 range or something like that off the top of my head, I would say. And let's move on to another one. We get to do a little math. And this one is, what will be the total yards of the longest field goal be? So basically, what will the longest field goal be? Will it be under or over 47.5 yards? And this was kind of interesting because on the Rams side, their kicker, Matthew Gay, in the playoffs, his longest field goal each game has been 46 yards, 40 yards, 40 yards. I believe he is 0 for on the season from 50 plus. Maybe he's made one. On the other side, you have our boy Shooter McPherson, Evan McPherson. He had a 43-yarder in the opening round, but he's also had a 54-yarder in one game, 52-yarder in the other game, multiple 50-yarders in a game. I think the Bengals are trusting him from deep. I think he's getting at least a 48-yarder. I think he's getting, I would have taken this number at 50 because I think they trust the kid. They think he's nails. They're putting him out there. They're letting him try a long kick. So give me that over 47.5 yards for the longest field goal.
Yo, you don't get the nickname Shooter McPherson, dude, if they don't think you're
starring in that new Happy Gilmore reboot. Dude. We're really, I'm very excited about this.
Absolutely. And, you know, that's yes. I love it. I'm going there too. I agree with you on that one. Magnum Mills. One prop that's out there that I thought was pretty interesting was, and I do this almost every year, the first offensive play of the game. And everyone's going to say, you know what, it's a passing league, and it is. Everyone's going to say, well, it's Matthew Stafford and Joe Burrow, two hot, you know, hot shot, and then an older hot shot who likes to fling the ball. Absolutely. But I'm going run first play of the game. I'm going run. And here's why. The Bengals offense, for as great as the weapons are on the outside, it runs through Joe Mixon. They were almost to the point where it annoyed me in the conference championship game, where on first down, they ran, I think 89% of the time or higher. It's just absurd. On the opposite side of the thing here with the Rams, I also think that they're going to look to establish the run here early with either Cam Akers or Sony Michel. I think either way, it's a run play. Now, with my luck, it'll be, you know, a bomb to freaking Blanton and he gets the first touchdown or something ridiculous. But I am going to say that the first play is a run.
Yeah, I also, looking at my sheet, I debated about that one a little bit. I also landed on a run. And let's move on here. I got another one. I did some math, and you know what? Let's stick with the kicking and the punting. This one is, what will the total number of punts by both teams be? Over or under 6.5 punts? So again, did a little bit of research here. If you go and you look at the Bengals in their 3 playoff games, they punted 3 times, 5 times, and twice. The Rams have punted once, 4 times, 5 times. You can see why this number is set at 6.5. It's a good number, but I'm anticipating this to be a Super Bowl where I don't think it's going to shootout mode. I think it's pretty easy to say, you know, each side's going to punt at least twice. Then you just need someone to get, you know, that 3-4 or 4-4, whatever you want to do to get over that 6.5. I think it's getting there. Might not be the greatest thing to watch, but give me the over on 6.5 total punts in the Super Bowl.
Man, oh man, you're right. It's not going to be the sexiest thing in the world, but you got to remember, man, these are two pretty good defenses here.
Well, just to give it a little more context too, I did even a little bit more research and just looked at the last 5 Super Bowls. Total number of punts: 7, 4, 14, 1, and 10.
Wow.
You want to know what's kind of wild? Is the 14 and 1 were by the same team 2 years in a row. The Patriots were involved in both of those. In the Super Bowl against the Rams, there were 14 punts. In the Super Bowl against the Eagles, only 1.
Yeah. Boy, oh boy. I like it. I would agree with you and all of the analytical work that you've done. Appreciate that. Magnum Mills, the mathematician, he broke out his calculator. Magnum Mills, one last one for me here. This one is super fun as a big guy, right? And I love this one. It's the prop is, will a big man score a touchdown, or will there be a defensive tackle touchdown? And I thought back on this, and I think throughout the entire playoffs, there was one big man touchdown. And, you know, when you think about over the course of the season, maybe there's a handful. And so I think the odds are clearly that there won't be here. And I feel pretty comfortable about that. But then you brought up a good point. And just right here earlier on Seize the Gap, Bets and Wagers, you said, you know, you could see maybe maybe the Rams get down there at the 1 yard line, and Aaron Donald gets lines up at fullback and he just punches it in. And he just, you know, just as a tribute, thank you for being part of the Rams for your whole career. As you know,
thank you for being a friend. He gives the gold.
Yes. And can we go back to the Golden Girls? I'm like so pissed that Applebee's has that. Like, fuck you, Applebee's. You don't deserve that. It's so it makes me a little bit nervous in that front, but I'm still sticking with my gut here and saying, unfortunately, no, there won't be big men rumble, big men tumble, big men score. Although how great would it be for Andrew Whitworth at 40, 48 or whatever the hell he is to get in there and sneak one in. That would be incredible, but I'm saying no.
To quote or to at least paraphrase the late great John Madden, the best thing about a big man touchdown is when you get a big man touchdown, you get a big man touchdown dance. And it's nothing, because they might only ever, again, that's it. That's probably the only career touchdown. So they have some fun with it. So I'm all there for it. I did also go with the no, but it is one of the few wagers that I'll be the whole Tupac, man. I ain't mad at you. Big man, you score a touchdown. I got nothing for love for you, boy. Do you think? And one more here. In this one, again, we'll refer a little bit to previous Super Bowls, and that's total number of players to attempt to pass in the game. It's under or over 2.5. Obviously, if just the two starting quarterbacks are the only people throw a ball, you're winning. Anything else, you're probably going to lose. So if one of the quarterbacks gets hurt for a minute, someone comes in, throws a pass, you're out. Fake kick, fake punt, they throw a pass, you're out. They do a little, throw it over to Beckham, let him throw it, you're out. But so I went back again, looked at the last 5 Super Bowls. Twice there were Super Bowls where more than 2 players in the last 5 attempted a pass. You had one Super Bowl, it was 4. It was again that Eagles-Patriots Super Bowl. 2 players who threw the ball, Julian Edelman, former quarterback, Trey Burton, former quarterback. Before that, there was, again, 3 players. The guy who threw it, Julian Edelman, former quarterback. Here, we don't have anybody like that. We did see Beckham throw a pass to Akers back against the Buccaneers, I believe. Still not buying it. Again, you're gambling. They're not going to try a fake kick or there's no injury to the quarterback, but I'm going with the under 2.5 players to attempt a pass.
I like it. And when you think about it, has there been a lot of trickery? I mean, did T. Higgins attempt a pass here? Maybe I can't recall, but I don't think there's been a ton of trickery like that out of the Bengals offense. And like you said, we did see it.
Somebody, I think maybe Tyler Boyd, someone went to throw
maybe
him,
Boyd
pulled it down.
did.
I think they pulled it down though, because it wasn't there. But yeah, during one of the playoff games, I think they did a little rollout action like that.
Yes.
I don't think he threw the ball though.
Right. Will be interesting. I can't wait to find it. And Magnum Mills, I have to say, that was a lot of fun, my man. And it'll be even more fun when I'm collecting and counting my money after the game. Now, don't worry. Yes, this is the last game of the NFL season, but here. We're still here for you. Magnum Mills, tell the people what we got coming up. And it's a lot. It's very big.
That's what she said. And I have to apologize from the bottom of my heart that we weren't out there giving all that hard-fought Pro Bowl wagering content. I'm so very sorry we didn't give you Pro Bowl wagers. And anyways, seriously, we will do some other non-football stuff, especially some of the, we'll see if we get some baseball. We'll look at the NBA playoffs, like doing some of the bigger golf tournaments, the majors there, maybe even a little bit of Olympic wagering. And we'll probably get into maybe some free agency predictions, some NFL draft contests, that kind of thing. And we will be here when they start releasing some of the next year numbers. We'll take a look at some NFL future bets. When the schedule comes out, we'll start looking at those team win totals, all that good stuff. We will be here to help you make those wagers and bets.
Sounds to me like that's plenty of content to be looking forward to. I think we could compete with some of the best OnlyFans pages in the industry with the amount of content we put out. Thank you again for listening to the podcast or watching us on YouTube. I'm Jamie G. Esquire the Fifth. I don't care if you're not the Karate Kid. You're still the best. Oh yeah. Magnum Mills, tell the people where they can find all of our amazing free content.
Well, now you can find Jamie Glow right here doing the most awkward OnlyFans plug ever. I mean, why don't you just flash it up on the screen there, dog? I mean, I don't know, hey, dingle your dangle, however you want to jingle it, because they're jangling, baby. But still, this is a wagering podcast, and that's what we are. We are Seize the Gap, wagers and bets. You can find us on all of your favorite podcast streaming platforms. Just search for Seize the Gap. Maybe throw a little fantasy football in there if you're not finding us. We are on Twitter, Instagram, the social media stuff, the good ones, at Seize the Gap FF. We're from the Joe Blow Football Show. You can find them at the JoeBlowFootballShow.com and on social media at Joe Blow Show. I'm Magnum Mills. That's Jamie G. And whatever you got to do, remember that you need to seize the gap and stop being so goddamn inefficient. We'll see you
And I don't
time.
care if you're old. Seize the gap. I don't care if you're old.
Just seize
the gap.
Seize the gap. Just seize the gap, trust.
This has been the Seize the Gap Fantasy Football Podcast, presented by the Joe Blow Football Show. This show is for entertainment purposes only. Any views or opinions expressed here are personal and do not represent those of people, institutions, or organizations who may or may not be associated with the Joe Blow Football Show. If you have any questions, please contact us at seizethegapff@gmail.com. Seize the Gap, F as in Frank, F as in Frank, @gmail.com. Thank you for listening, and please remember to like, subscribe, and comment.